was the last time you did something for the first time? Encouraging ourselves to deviate from the routine could actually be beneficial. Welcome back to my Thursday video series where I share examples for you to use at work to make your messaging sticky. Tim Harford, in a Financial Times article about the remote working experiment, talks about a time in February 2014 when London's underground was partially shut down due to a strike. The strike forced many commuters to find new ways to get to work. The disruption lasted about 48 hours, but when three economists, Sean Larkham, Ferdinand Roche, and Tim Willems, studied the data from the city's transport network, they discovered something interesting. Those few hours of disruption were enough to make the commuters realize that they had been doing commuting wrong their entire adult life. Tens of thousands of commuters did not return to their original routes, presumably having found faster or more pleasant ways to reach their destination. 1 in 20 stuck with their new routes after the strike was over. What the 2014 tube strike teaches us is that temporary disruptions can have permanent effects. So staying in your comfort zone isn't always the best option. Disruption can actually feed creativity. This takes me back to another incident that happened, but something that happened way back in 1922. In 1922, Ernest Hemingway was a 23-year-old aspiring novelist working as a foreign correspondent in Paris for the Toronto Star newspaper. Hemingway, recently married, would work for the paper during the day and then would work on building his body of fiction at night. While covering the Lausanne Peace Conference, Hemingway missed his wife, Elizabeth Hadley Richardson, who was back in Paris. So he asked her to join him in Lausanne. Hadley now was a big believer in Hemingway's talent as a writer, and she was financially supporting him so that he could pursue his artistic goals. She was unwell at that time, but she still managed to pack everything she could find, including the originals, the carbon copies, and all handwritten notes of a novel which was work in progress, and she packed them all into a single suitcase. When she arrived at Paris's Gare de Lyon, a porter offered to take her bags to her compartment. Right before the train was about to depart, Hadley realized that the journey would be long, and she rushed off the train to purchase a bottle of Evian. When she came back, the suitcase was gone. Devastated, she cried the entire 8-hour journey drive. Unaware of this loss, Hemingway was waiting for his wife at the Lausanne station. When she arrived in tears, he said, "Oh, nothing warrants such sadness. What was bothering you? We can work it out together." Hadley finally told him what had happened. Now, I can't even imagine how it must have felt. We get totally frustrated when we lose even 15 minutes of work, when Word crashes, or if the Wi-Fi stumbles. So imagine losing years of work like that. And at this point, Hemingway wasn't the Hemingway we know today. None of his fiction had been published. But rather than be completely derailed by the challenging blow, Hemingway found a way to benefit from the chaos. Feeling that new time pressure, he made his writing more concise, using fewer words, shorter sentence structures, and tighter paragraphs. As it turns out, that shift in style dramatically improved his overall writing quality and output. To this day, Ernest Hemingway is known for his writing style that involves short sentences and simple language. 4 years later, The Sun Also Rises would be published and it becomes a bestseller. Hemingway's lost suitcase, the London tube routes incident are all perfect examples of a challenge that was turned into an opportunity with a growth mindset. Now, where else could you use these examples? Let's say you're conducting an ideation workshop in Thriving in Chaos. This could be part of the opening remarks to set the scene. You may also want to explore with your teams to what extent do people get stuck behaving in ways that aren't in their best interest and at what cost. Do let me know how that goes, and I'll see you next Thursday with another example to help you make your messaging sticky.